Hello, this is Soundout here, back with another DC Universe Classics review. Holy crap, I'm doing a video? I know, right? Yeah. So anyways, today we have the DC Universe Classics Knightfall 2-pack of Azrael Batman and Batman. Just when you thought they couldn't make enough Batman figures. Actually, this is a 2-pack that's more desired of this wave of 2-packs, the other being the Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner, which we'll talk about next. Um, And it is a Toys R Us exclusive. It was originally thought to be a Canadian exclusive and canceled for the U.S. because Matty Collector does not give good answers in their Q&As. But lo and behold, it was released in the U.S. and I was able to pick this up at Toys R Us for $32.95. Prices may vary per store, per state, per city, whatever. So they are getting to U.S. stores because if it gets down to my stores, that means you should be able to find it. We'll see what happens, though, because there's not a lot of these out there on the internet for sale. So it's the last of the DC Universe Classics line, these 2-packs. The closest thing we got to any, Wave 20 was the last wave of DC Universe Classics. They modified the DC Universe All-Stars line to be a DC Universe Classics Wave 21. And we have these 2-packs, that's about it, before we get into DC Unlimited and Batman Unlimited. Of course, with the Club Infinite Earths that I really need to catch up on. All of these things shall happen eventually. So anyways, the packaging is very standard for a 2-pack. If you saw my Joker and Harley Quinn 2-pack review, you get basically the whole deal. But I'll go over it anyways. It's been so long. So you get the DC Universe logo, Classics, you got Azrael Batman and Batman, Knightfall, Adult Collector. Now this isn't really a good pack to call Knightfall. Knightfall, of course, is the famous storyline where Bane broke Batman's back. This is actually replicating a scene from Knight's End, and we'll go into that more when I get to the review. So anyways, on these sides you got, the pictures of the different DC heroes all over the place. On the back, oh look at that, beautiful images of prototypes. Yeah, these are prototypes that are twice his size. Now here's the funny thing. Made in China, Mattel Canada Incorporated. That's interesting. Not noticed that till now. But it looks like this was distributed by Mattel Canada. And these just showed up at my... So maybe, it's not maybe that they have their ship... Maybe they... I don't really know what's going on with that. I'll have to do some more research. Anyways, for Azrael Batman, John Paul Valley was trained from birth to become a father... Whoa. I was going to say he was becoming his father's murderer, but that doesn't sound right. Trained from birth to become the assassin enforcer Azrael. While investigating his father's murder, now I get it right, he crossed paths with Batman and learned a better way to fight evil. When Bruce Wayne's spine was broken by Bane, Azrael stepped into the role of Batman. However, as Bat grew increasingly violent, forcing Wayne to battle back from his paralyzing injury and take down the frightening vigilante. First appearance as Azrael, Batman Sword of Azrael #1 as Batman, Batman number 498. Real name John Paul Valley, occupation costume crime fighter, base of operations Batcave, special abilities trained, brainwashed, and genetically enhanced by the system. That's always fun. Expert fighter, bulletproof, and flameproof armor. So for Batman, I shouldn't feel like I need to read this, but you know what? Why not? As a young boy, Bruce Wayne saw his parents fall victim to a senseless crime. His focused purpose became to avenge their deaths by fighting Gotham's criminal elements as almost mythical figures, able to tame any adversary, no matter how powerful. To thwart crime, This is really weird. This is like the giant run-on sentence here. There's like 1, 2... Well, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 commas, and all this is one sentence. From here to there is one sentence. Grammar? What's that? Anyways, Detective Comics, 27, Bruce Wayne, CEO, philanthropist, crime fighter, Gotham City. You know all this. Everyone knows Batman pretty much. So, there we go. So anyways, without further ado, since I spent way too long in the packaging, let's open up the figures and see if they're really worth tracking down for the sometimes crazy prices that they go for. So we're going to start with Batman from this set, mostly because it's the least interesting figure of the two. Now, this I believe is a Knight's End Batman, not really a Knightfall. And there is a scene where Azrael Batman slashes Bruce across the chest here, which, surprisingly, there is blood. You do not see that normally from Mattel. I mean, it's a nice little painted detail. Now, the problem I have with this is when that scene occurs in the comics, which I am looking up in my nice big Knightfall Volume 3 Knight's End book, which you can buy from DC Comics now, where this 2-pack originates its story from, you'll notice that in this comic, he's not this bright blue, he's more black with slight blue accents. So this color scheme isn't quite accurate, but considering it's just another Batman, I shouldn't complain. It's kind of one that's going to go on fillery, or I'll have it set up as Azrael Batman slashing his chest. Now, the main reason that people would want this figure is, if you notice here, the original Bronze Age Batman was released, the classic Detective one, had a little bit darker colors, but it had the shadow over the face. Now, a lot of people don't like the shadow. I personally don't mind it, because it's accurate to some parts of the comic, but a lot of people did not like the shadow on his face. Well, this is an unshadowed head. So, if you want to, pry off the head of this one, pop it on this one, you'll have a good-looking Batman. Also notice, something's a lot larger on this one. So they were trying to replicate the costume, but it should have been black. But I think because they wanted to make the unshadowed version of this head, they decided to go with blue. So, because of Mattel actually giving a crap about these things, I don't complain about this figure not being accurate. It really doesn't bug me in the end. I'm just, it's kind of neat to have a figure. And then mostly, I got this 2-pack for Azrael. So anyways, you got the standard ball joint head, standard Batman head sculpt. You got the shoulders, the elbows, or the biceps, the elbows, the wrists, the ab crunch, which is a little sticky, so, if you ever have sticky joints like this, where it's just kind of, you move it, and then it kind of scoots back, put it in a freezer for about a half hour, and as long as the character does not have a cape, which this one does, if the figure doesn't have a cape, and it's a Matty Collector figure with a sticky joint, you can stick it in the freezer for a half hour and pull it out, and it'll be fine. I don't recommend to do it with capes, because it will freeze the glue, and the glue will shatter. And then you end up what happened to my New 52 Superman, and his cape fell off. Luckily, I super glued it back. But anyways, so you can see his belt is nice and detailed. So he's got the waist joint, outward leg movement, forward, back, thigh swivel, knees, and ankle pivot. So, you got the full range of movement there. Overall, he does have open hands, so you get some extra bat accessories lying around. You could use those. But mostly this figure just seems kind of like a pack-in. Not really one anyone really was asking for. But I do like the inclusion. I do like the reference to the comic. Now, that's pretty much all I can say about this Batman. If you want a side-by-side comparison with the other one, there you go. You get, there's the two Bronze Age Batman we got. I mean, I could compare to the others, but these two are the closest to that. So, if you never pick this one up, this is not a bad substitute. You could probably get like a bat sticker and put it over his chest, but I do like how the painted detail has the blood. It's a nice detail. Thank you, Mattel. So, now that we got kind of the less desirable pack-in figure out of the way, let's look at Azrael Batman. So here it is, the moment you all been waiting for, the red Azrael Batman. The figure in this set that everyone wants, basically. People that don't even collect DC Universe Classics regularly like this figure and its color scheme. Now, why I say red is because this was his secondary armor, sort of. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the repaint of the Wave 16 Azrael Batman. He's having a slight mental breakdown, just ignore him. So, yeah. So basically here we got the red armor he had in Knight's End. This is the armor he got, I think, it was after Knight's Quest, beginning of Knight's End. He was like, I need to have a little bit deadlier armor. So he built this armor, which is cool. It looks really nice. Now, the question is, why did he suddenly turn it red? Was it to match up with his previous self as regular Azrael when he wasn't Batman? Or was it something convoluted and crazy that I'm still trying to figure out to this day? It's option B. So basically, these little gauntlet things he has were flamethrowers. And as he tried to scorch Bruce Wayne, he kind of fell on top of himself, lit himself on fire, to which he fell into the water, and then he emerged like that. Fire does not do that. I'm sorry. I don't care if you just got burned and dropped in water. You do not change the color of your armor based on fire. It was the 90s. I can forgive it. The rest of that storyline was pretty good. It was some epic fighting. But, oh good God, no. It doesn't do that. I'm sorry. But, nonetheless, we got the figure that we've been wanting. The Azrael Batman in the red armor. Now, minor complaints aside, I'm going to get this out of the way. These wings are great looking. This is like one of the better DC Universe Classic figures. They should be splayed apart about there, but because of the way they're in package and the way that they're solid plastic, except it's up here is rubbery plastic, so they kind of don't split properly. But, it's okay. So you got this really nice head sculpt, which is great. Looks just like the costume from the comic. They added in a little outline so you could tell where the red, because there's red, his eyes were red, and the little dot on his head was red. And they definitely outlined those to help accentuate it a bit. You got the great Azrael Batman logo across his chest, down to the gauntlets, which are positioned this way on this figure. And you can scoot them around, I guess. It's kind of hard to figure out. I'm just going to leave them like this, where you have either he shoots batarangs from these, clips that lead to his back, or he shoots fire. That was his foot, sorry. So you can shoot fire out of these, or the batarangs. And they have these wires that they're on, which is nice. The belt is incomplete, and it doesn't make any sense why it would stay on, but it's there. And then you got his legs, which he has double joint knees. And they did add these new wing parts, so it kind of matches up here with these. So it's really nice that they added all the spikes and they changed so much of the mold. So for articulation, he has a kind of limited ball joint head. It can look up, it can look down, it can look side to side somewhat. Outward shoulder movement. He's got 360 shoulders, but restricted by his wing pack. He's got elbow joint. By the way, these forearms are new. They're only used with him and regular Azrael Batman. He's got a wrist joint, and he has a posable, he has a left to right wrist, which is really nice. It's kind of hard to maneuver because of the gauntlets here, but if you scoot him back, you can get him to go into this kind of stuff, which is really cool. I always like how they're improving their articulation where they can. You got an ab crunch joint, kind of limited, a waist joint, outward leg movement, forward and back leg movement. He's got a thigh rotation, a double jointed knee, and he's got an ankle pivot. So you can get this guy in some really cool poses, especially with how, he's totally insane. The only complaint I have is that you can't recreate that awesome scene where he totally lost it and had his hands to his head screaming in pain and terror. Again, it's the armor, but I really cannot complain about this figure. This is still one of the best DC Universe Classics figures, mostly because he's so unique and it's a great costume design. And having this figure twice is even better, because even if you don't have, the way you have them displayed, if you just have these two standing next to each other, it just looks great. This is like some of the good figures up there with, Gentleman Ghost, and what are some really unique ones, like Giganta. There's some really good figures in this line, and others just kind of there. But this is definitely one of the more solid figures, and this color scheme just is so vibrant and red. It's more vibrant than the red on Red Robin or regular Robin, whatever. It is the most vibrant red I've seen on any figure, I think. Yeah, it's even more vibrant than Mercury. It stands out on the shelf really nicely. Now, I wish they would redo the regular Azrael in the brighter colors to match it a bit, but what can you do? So yeah, really, really, really nice figure. I am really impressed with the red repaint. I mean, it's just a repaint, but it's still a really solid figure. So good job, Mattel. This was you get a slight applause for that one. So overall, how's this 2-pack fare? Oh my god, this 2-pack is amazing. We not only have a really good deco for a Batman, still a Batman, but this Azrael Batman is so good, mostly because of the color scheme. I mean, you just can't beat that color scheme. It looks good. It just does. It's a 2-pack I can definitely recommend picking up if you see it in stores. And definitely get it. If you like DC Universe Classics, this is a 2-pack to get. If you're sick of Batman, trust me, these ones won't make you tired. Well, now we have officially our first 2-pack of Batman. And then we have 3 out of 4 figures in the next two waves that are Batman. Mattel likes Batman because it's profitable. So don't complain that they make too many Batman, because they don't. Okay, yeah, the quick tech line kind of took it a little extreme, but oh well. Anyways, so stay tuned as I'll be reviewing the other 2-pack from this wave, the Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner, shortly. And stay tuned for more DC Universe Classics reviews, as I still need to review some Club Infinite Earths figures. That being Mirror Master, Black Mask, Poison Ivy, and Elastigirl. I also have many other DC reviews in the way. And stay tuned for the Kamen Rider reviews, because Kamen Rider Wizard has started and I have toys. So anyways, be sure to stay tuned, as starting November 19th, or opening November 19th, will be the new site, Hirotaku, a website for fans of American and Japanese heroes. We are looking forward to the launch, so stay tuned for November 19th. It will be an exciting day. November 19th, 2012, by the way, since this video was recorded in November of 2012. So anyways, stay tuned for all that, and Tux is out saying goodbye.